All right, so you guys are scared of Bitcoin dropping. You guys are scared. Stop being scared. Start being factual. So here's some of my TA. I'm going to just kind of go off a little bit. I'm just so sick and tired of people who are just scared to death of this shit. Every time it goes down, they're sad. Every time it goes up, they're happy. Look, I'm the opposite. When it goes up, I'm like sad. And when it drops down, I get happy because it's a buying opportunity. So let's just look at this TA here. So we were going down. Again, Bitcoin hit a ceiling a couple times and couldn't break through. Normally, when that happens, it takes a big correction, a nice little sizable correction. Now, we got plenty of support at 38,000. But, everybody lost their shit. And as you could tell, it hit right above 38,000. We hit it like 40. We rallied. I bought around here for my hodl position. So I bought around 41,002. Bought a nice little chunk of Bitcoin because I am not buying crypto for prices today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, 6 months from now. I'm not buying for a year from now. I'm not buying. I'm buying for 2025, in 2026, 2030, something like that. Bitcoin is something I buy every week. I put half my pay into Bitcoin every week. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting obsessed about it. I buy it in my iTrust Capital account. I buy it just outright. I am always buying Bitcoin. I am always buying gaming tokens. I am always buying something um, to the point that I don't care anymore. Just whatever I need to do. Soon I'll be switching over to trading. So here is the RSI. Let's see if we can check out the RSI. So when we had this big dump here, look at the RSI. We went way down and then we started, rebounding. What I've been noticing is every time we drop down and we start to rebound, that's when it's good to put a trade in. And as soon as we start dumping off, that's a good time to self liquidate, just get out. So, and it hasn't failed. I mean, if you look at it, we're down here since we rebound. Look what happens. The only thing is, um, I don't know. When I'm looking at the RSI and trading off the RSI, it just makes sense. Also, these pendants and flags, um, there's something to it. So I used to not be a believer in TA, but I believe in the short term, TA is where it's at. Um, it hasn't failed. Every time we go into a wedge, it needs to either break out or break down. Um, Also, it's just it never failed. Look at it here. We had to break out. We used that as a support, and we just broke out. Then that's another little flag, and then we broke out again. Then here's another flag. We broke down. But look, we almost went back to this previous position here, to where the previous breakout. It seems like it just repeats the same process over and over and over. So I did this. We rebounded, and I'm seeing if it'll test this line and hold it, and it did, and it bounced off that line. So right here is where I started buying in, and look, we're here. It seems like the TA has value in the short period of time, but something like Bitcoin or whatever, I'm not buying for now. I'm buying for 2025, 2026, and I'm buying any dip I possibly can get my hands on. So um, um, I'm going to be more focused on this stuff so I can do more trading, but I'm about to start switching over to trading because if you look at just AVAX, right? I could have been trading in and out of this forever with leverage, by the way. I mean, today we got up 23%. I mean, look at this chart. This chart is just off the chain. I mean, look at this. It's just going and going and going. And it hasn't stopped. So if we just put a trend line here and just leave it like right there. I mean, that's the trajectory. That's where we're going. I mean, you see it? This is where we were. We're like $8, $9 range for like ever in the bear market. Now we're breaking out. Now AVAX has gotten over $130 in the last bull market. So even if it stopped the all-time highs, 80, you're still looking at like 2x gain if we just go back up to all-time highs. Chances are this damn thing will probably blow over 250. So there's still 4 or 5x, which is 400% your money. But I mean, look at it. That's what that trend line looks like. And it just keeps going. So it was extremely oversold. I mean, here's like something else that just broke out. So we don't need this line. We'll just get rid of it. But that's where we're going. This is how you got to look at things. As long as it stays like above, kind of goes something like that, and it holds this line, we'll be good. If it doesn't, then we could be going to something different. But what I like to see is, like I said, you see if we rebounded here in the RSI, well, we could have rode it all the way up, and then as soon as it started coming back down, we could have dumped it and just kind of watch it. But I'm looking at these trend lines here. So when we're like here on the trend line, so if you trade, I'm starting to trade on the trend line. So if we like break down here and go like swivel like sideways, then it looks like we're coming back up. That's where I would be taking a position. So, but as long as it holds this line, and if it comes back down, test it and then goes back up, it's a nice little short and it's a nice little long. But I mean, it's been running and running and running and running today, running the previous day. It's just not stopping because it was so oversold, and it's a pretty good project. So when you zoom out, I mean, we're up the $150 range. So like I said, there's some more life, but we're going like straight up. So whenever anything goes straight up, it's either because the insiders know something is going on, or they're trying to pump it and then they're going to dump it. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. But if you hold on to this for long term, I think it'll be a good long term buy. Buying right now seems to be a little risky. I would wait for some type of correction. It looks like everything's going to probably just dump off anyway. But I am looking to accumulate AVAX again. I think, but only as like a trade. The time to have bought AVAX is at $9 or under 20. You could still get in a little late and still make money. I'm just looking to probably just get in and get out, get in and get out. So I'm going to trade it more like that. I might hold a small bag, but I mean, a bag of 100 is $4,200. A bag just like 3 months ago was $900. So this is how quick like these tokens can get away from you. Like I said, but if you buy 10, If you buy 10 of them, it's 420 bucks. If we go to, 150, $200, I mean, you make some profit. So it depends on what you want to do. I also going to develop a plan where if I invest, like, let's say I put $1,000 into avax and I get a certain amount of tokens. Um, when that goes up 4 or 5x, let's just say I end up with a $2,000 profit after taxes. Um, I might allocate certain cryptos to buy certain things. So let's just say you turn $400 into a total of, with profit minus taxes, like 2,000. Well, that $2,000 might be, so you can buy new clothes, you could buy accessories for your car, you could buy some silver coins, pay some debt off, that type of thing. I'm going to start investing in some of these tokens for that, not to get rich, but to pay for trips and that type of thing. So some of my hodl position I'm going to be developing will be for that, because like avax, it's already $41. The chance of this thing crashing down and then trading sideways for a while and then going back up to $150, $200 is probably more likely because we're in crypto spring. So, but I don't really see a lot of boom in this token because we're already so high, but we probably will go up to 200, 250 at least with this token, and we're at 40, so you'll make some money off it. But I mean, there's other tokens that are going to go 100x, 30x that you can get into, and they're cheap now. So my strategy is to accumulate those tokens and these tokens. Like I said, I think it makes sense just to buy. If you put $500 into it and you end up with 2,000 at the end of the day, whenever we get into a crypto spring, um, just allocate that money. So every crypto you buy should have a purpose on what to do with the money. Let's see what we're doing with Solana. Let's see how our TA held up. See what happened. All right. Well, we fell underneath that trend line, and then we severely rebounded. It looks like we're going to continue with using that trend line as support now. We lost it, then we rebounded above it. Now we're testing it. Let's see if we can bounce off this trend line and continue to go higher. If not, then it'll be a ceiling. It won't be a floor. So we're also in a wedge or a flag. So let's go to 30. So yeah, you guys see what avax is going to do, but it looks like it's above this, so it can come down, test it at 70, and do something like this and hold it. We'll just have to see. It's deciding what it wants to do. It looks like the RSI is at the high, so it could come back down and do something like this again. But this is the line. We'll see if we just break down from here. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. All right, let's see where we're at. Let's just zoom out one day. So, as you could tell in Solana, I mean, we were up at over $245. We'll probably go up to, I'm hearing $600-700. So, even Solana right now, even if we were to take a dive, I mean, just look at the chart. When we're in a crypto summer, let's just take this trend line here, go like that with it. All right, so we're down here. It'll eventually get up there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Solana could do a 10x, 5x, and just break all-time highs. Or it can go up 2.5 times and be at the all-time high. It just seems like this crypto bull market that eventually will happen. It just seems like everything will probably be off the charts, and it will be uh, something we haven't even seen before. All the money coming in from around the world. Um, just looks like it makes sense. So all this stuff seems pretty cheap. So hope I'm building a good picture for you. I mean, I don't care if the prices dump from here because I was buying and experienced 2022 crash in 2018 and all. So we're like so high, and the people who need to worry are the ones that have been buying pretty hard the past month. Um, I just been adding to my bags this whole month, but I've been buying for a while. Another one to take a look at is injection is just off the chain. We were back in the day we were at $1.30. So that was back in here we were at like $1.38. That was in 2022. It's just been to the off to the races since then. This is Mark Cuban's token he likes. So if we did a trend line there, it's just nothing but using that as support and then off to the races. Just exponential growth, flag, which is really cool. I was watching this. I decided to not get into it, but if I wanted to trade, by the time I got into it, it was already 7x. It was like $7, $8. Um, I'm hearing this token go to 70. So even if you jumped in today at 26, 70, that's like two more X. You can still make money with this. But, I mean, but look at this. I mean, we have to have some correction here eventually. But it was forming a wedge, but it was just had so much momentum, just powered right through it. I mean, look at this. 18 to $27. That's, something like, oh boy, almost $10 right there. That was pretty interesting. But I do expect something to happen in the next couple of weeks, and people to be flushed out. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Uh, Normally, when we have this, we have a blow off top, and then we start coming down. But I don't know. Avex has been on a roll. It's been very volatile, but the price has been going insane. Um, but I'm looking if we do fall back to fall back to probably in the $18, $19 range. It seems like there's a lot of support there. Um, but yeah, it's just something to think about. But people are buying and people are selling, but people are buying. And this is a token that's just been off the freaking chain lately. And something to keep in mind. But that's what your TA looks like. I don't care about price action as far as like people taking profit in the market correcting. I mean, Bitcoin has been on a tear since 26,000 all the way up without stop practically. Everybody and their mother's starting to jump in, so I'm still buying. I think Bitcoin under 60,000 is a deal. If we go back down to 25, 30,000, I'll be blessed. But I'm just using new money to buy things. I'm not using leverage. I'm not using debt yet. But I am ready for when it time's right for me to do what I need to do. But I am going to be developing my strategy tomorrow. I'm not feeling good, and took off of work, and I'm just gonna sit in my room all day and just get better and start strategizing, and we'll be good. But just keep in mind, we're not buying these cryptos. If you're going to be holding, you're not buying these cryptos for profit next year. We're buying it for 2025. It's going to be the mother of all everything. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Talk to you soon. Thank you.